We are back.
Hello again.
Here we are back on tour without going anywhere.
It's a brand new world, friends. But I'm really glad Dead and Company's back to work, man. I enjoyed the hiatus, but I'm excited for what's coming next, man. Those guys are on a roll when they abandoned us a couple of weeks ago.
And tonight they open things up again in the beautiful city of Charlotte, North Carolina. And really looking forward to seeing what they've cooked up, if they've introduced any new songs in the interim or brought back some old ones or whatever. But in the meantime, we are here to schmooze for a bit. While we wait for the band to come on, we've been told there's been no stage cue yet, so we could be with you for a little bit. But let us reintroduce ourselves, if your memory is that short. I'm Gary Lambert, and over there is David Gans. And
That's me.
this is the prelude to the show, and then it's the prelude to the halftime show called Dead Air with Lambert and Gans, which we'll be doing. And we're going to have a very good friend, wonderful musician, old pal, Jeff Matson, joining us in the second half. So, in halftime. So we look forward to that.
Yeah, and we're also remember we're part of our mission here is to get you excited about the music that's about to happen and the video live stream that is available from nugs.net. If you're watching this free preview on the Nugs.net channel of YouTube or Facebook, please go to livedead.co and look at all the available options for streaming the live shows in HD or 4K video, and also the many options for downloading the audio and keeping it permanently in your collections, and also a newish thing, the streaming subscription service that Nugsnet is now offering. So livedead.co is the place to go to convert this free sample into a paid stream. And by the way, you can sign up for the entire leg of the tour and just get a season pass for the whole thing and not have to sweat signing up for the individual shows as well.
Right. I think we're going to do the same. Sign up for the rest of the tour. In fact, we are just getting started. There was a break of a little over 3 weeks. Things started a little later than expected because of some cancellations, including the show at Jazz Fest, which was going to happen this past weekend. So the band decided to start in Charlotte, but they are adding a couple of shows at Red Rocks. So we're going to wind up with the same number of shows for the rest of the tour. I think there's 13 of them left through Halloween at the Hollywood Bowl. And we look forward to it. And in the meantime, we've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. We always encourage you to support the good causes like the Rex Foundation and Headcount. And David, I think there's another one we're going to be talking about this evening as well.
There is. I have a brand new campaign that I want to talk to all of you about. Yesterday, I launched a fundraising campaign for Robin Sylvester, the bass player formerly of Rat Dog. An amazing human being, was a recording engineer in England back in the 70s, moved out here to the West Coast and has been a mainstay of the music scene out here for years. He was the first bass player in Vince Welnick's Missing Man formation. He was Rat Dog's bass player for many years. I've had the tremendous privilege of recording and performing with him so many times in the last 20 years. And Robin has had chronic illness for a really long time. He's been on the kidney donor recipient list for many, many years, and he's had a lot of health setbacks this current year, and he requires right now 24-hour care. So I am rattling my tin cup and collecting funds for Robin, and since we launched this yesterday, we've already collected $20,000, and we need a whole lot more. My goal here is to raise $100,000 because Robin needs 24-hour care for the several months to come. And right here on your screen is the shortcut to make a donation. PayPal.me/TrueFundDonations is the place to go to send money, which will go directly to Robin. Every cent that comes into that account will be passed along to Robin as soon as possible. You can find out more about it on my blog. If you go to cloudsurfing.gdhour.com, on the very top, you'll find a link to the background on this that explains Robin's chronic health problems and his current needs. But anybody who's ever seen Rat Dog in the last like 10, 15 years of Rat Dog, you saw this amazing dude, this big, tall, lanky Englishman playing amazing bass. Robin is just a sweet guy to hang out with, a lovely human being. And I really hope that all of you will dig down deep and send a few bucks to help him get through this current health crisis. Thank you all so much.
Indeed. Thank you, David, for initiating this. And, this also speaks to the generosity of Deadheads, which is legendary. Of course, all of you have been supporting the Rex Foundation for nearly 4 decades now and giving to all kinds of good causes. And, one of the things that's really come out in the past couple of years, something we've known for a long time, but maybe the general public didn't, is that musicians, by nature of their employment, their kind of spotty employment sometimes, are very often extremely under-resourced when it comes to access to medical care, insurance, all of that. And there have been initiatives before, wonderful organizations like the Rex Foundation establishing the Rex Roadie Fund and Backline.care and so many others, Sweet Relief. We love these organizations, but here we have a completely grassroots operation going on. One friend and one fan reaching out to many fans. And of course, we know that not all Deadheads are all that well to do, but any little bit helps. And we're amazed at how generous people are. Even if they don't have a whole lot of money, they scrape up some pocket change. They sell some grilled cheeses in the parking lot. They do whatever they can and kick down something to a good cause. And then, of course, there are very prosperous Deadheads as well. And I'm looking at you right now. And you can reach a little deep.
From several of those. And I want to mention John Mayer himself. I guess he was listening to Tales from the Golden Road yesterday because I saw a donation come in from John shortly after we made the announcement on Tales yesterday. So John Mayer, thank you personally for your direct contribution to this as well.
Fantastic. I did a little outreach today. So
good.
We're looking forward to, I've $20,000 in the short span since this thing started is fantastic. We want to keep it going. Maybe by the time we do Tales from the Golden Road next Sunday, we'll be just about there, but we want to keep it going. We'll be telling you about this during the breaks and the lead ups to the shows this week as well. So thank you to all of you who will donate or already have donated. And we love you, Robin.
Yes, indeed. We certainly do. What else do we need to talk about? Again, we're offering a free sample. You're going to get the first song of the Dead and Company show for free on YouTube and Facebook. The idea being, if you just fall in love with the music that you hear, you will want to convert it to a paid stream and watch the rest of the show. If you make that decision, like at the set break, we're going to do this again during the break and talk with Jeff Mattson, and then you'll hear the beginning of set 2 also on the free stream. This is the policy here. They offer up the first song of each set as a free sample to entice you in. If you like what you see and hear, please visit livedead.co and find out what all the options are. You can download they have, I think, every Dead and Company show going back to 2016 in their library for downloading and streaming and stuff. And of course, there's the forward motion of the upcoming tour. As Gary said, there are 13 more shows in this month. So there's a season pass available so you can get them all. And if you decide to sign up, say, tomorrow for the season pass, you can still go back. Every one of these streaming licenses, once you start it, you have 48 hours to watch it as many times as you like. So once you've clicked on it and you start rolling, you got 2 days to watch it. But every one of the shows that has happened so far is available to you as part of a package from livedead.co.
Fantastic. And I'll tell you, these shows have definitely been worth revisiting. That window of 48 hours has come in handy because I've gone back. I'm not a guy who's been exactly deprived of Grateful Dead music for the last 50 several years, but having these shows in my living room and being able to pick and choose favorite moments and go and revisit them, and of course see the beautiful camera work revealing the interaction between the musicians in a way that you're not going to see, up on the lawn in some shed somewhere. You get a closer view even than some of the people right on the rail. You get to see the great facial expressions that Jeff and John are throwing at each other. That's become somewhat legendary on this tour, the interplay between those two. But it's the energy flowing all over the stage is just terrific. And those of you who like to fixate on the players' hands, you can do that and get some cheap guitar lessons. It's really been a fantastic thing to check out, and an object lesson in ensemble improvisation. I'm really, really digging it.
I completely agree. As a musician, I thoroughly enjoy the up close shots we get of the musicians. And really, you can almost make out what brand of fly swatter Mickey is playing at that one spot in the show.
That's true. I'm surprised they haven't put Ain't No Bugs on Me in the repertoire with Mickey wielding those mean fly swatters. Yeah.
And that was some kind of dad joke right there. And we don't even have kids.
That's right. It's for someone else's kids. Anyway, so we're waiting for the band to take the stage. We are told it's imminent, not necessarily immediate, but coming up pretty soon. They have had a little time off, which means they will be well rested and I think eager to get back to it. There have been very little moments where they've shown any fatigue or any rust on this tour. And I think the 3 weeks off probably did them some good. And we'll see what they have up their sleeves. Go ahead.
I was just going to change the subject and suggest that since we have a couple more minutes, we might remind people that one of our big causes over here is head count. We are big proponents of everybody voting. Everybody in a democracy should take part and make their voice heard. And without getting into big, deep, long discussions about whether it's worth doing or not, take my word for it, it's worth doing. I've been voting. I have not missed an election since November of 1972. It is of huge importance. And I read the voter pamphlets. I even look at the qualifications of school board candidates because, hey, that's where our kids find out how the world works. So we want to make sure that the school boards are also populated with responsible people that we think are doing a good job. So I pay attention to all my civic responsibilities from dog catcher on up to President of the United States. And the reason we support Headcount is that Headcount is particularly oriented toward our hippie jam band dance show culture. And you can sign up with Headcount and go, and you can go to festivals for free if you want to work a table and sign voters up and stuff like that. So we're interested in getting you to participate in Headcount, maybe as a volunteer, and help get your neighbors involved as well. But if you're not interested in any of that, we would at least beg you to register, pay attention, and vote. It really, really does matter.
Yeah, every little election, the local elections determine how your state will be redistricted and who will have free and fair access to the ballot. And that is a big part of Headcount's mission too, is seeing that election laws are equitably drawn so that, we don't go back to the days before the Voting Rights Act of 1965. We're still arguing about voting rights in Congress, and that's just intolerable. So let's hope that that democracy prevails, and Headcount is one of the frontline organizations trying to see that happens.
Indeed. We are now hoping that the band will take the stage soon because we've reached that blithering portion of our show and we haven't really got anything new and interesting to say, so we're just saying stuff.
Yeah, although, we can always say, hey, how about that new Grateful Dead box set?
That's right.
The St. Louis one. Our friends at Rhino just keep on hitting it out of the park and coming up with new angles. Oop, lights are down. We'll talk about that some other time.
All right, we'll see you at break time, everybody.
Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long, come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. The evening sound is sinking low. The clock on the wall says it's time to go. I got plans, and I got plans for you. I tell you exactly what we're all gonna do. Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long, come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long.
Might be 12 o'clock and it might be 3. Time doesn't mean that much to me. Ain't felt this way since I don't know when. Don't know when I'm ever gonna feel this way again. Come on.
Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long, come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long.
I couldn't might be 8. It don't matter that it's getting late. We're gonna make the band play one more song. Get in the groove if it takes all night long.
Get in the groove and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long, come on and let the good times roll. We're gonna stay here till we soothe our soul. If it takes all night long. the silver stream. And I can tell by the mark he left you were in his dream. I try to count the trees. I try to boundless sea. What you are, what you're meant to be. Speaks his name, though you were born to me. Born to me, Cassidy. Bossing down the country mile in his Cadillac. And I can tell by the way he smile, he's rolling back. Come wash your nighttime clean. Come roll the scorched ground green. Blow the horn, tap the tambourine. Close the gap of the dark years in between. You and me, Cassidy. Quick piece in an icy hot. Catch cold doors, a coffin guard. There it goes, and now here she starts. Hear the cry. Fly to the seabirds, scatter like lost words. Wait to the storm and fly.